I want us to have a serious conversation today about something that is genuinely impacting your ability to succeed here on YouTube and with creating content in general. And that is your fear of being seen. 9 times out of 10, you are afraid of what people will think when they see you starting something new, when they see you trying to accomplish your goal. I emphasize the word trying because that's what you think you're doing. But by the end of this video, I am going to convince you that you're not just trying, you're already succeeding, and you're already exactly where you need to be, you're where you want to be, and you will be where you see yourself being. Because after this video, I want you to take the massive action that you need, and I'm gonna unlock the keys in your mind that will allow you to open the door to all of the possibilities that await on the other side. I know I just made some big, bold promises in that intro, but I feel fairly confident that after this conversation, you will be able to step into your power. I, like many of you, am a bit of an introvert, to be honest with you, but I feel like introverts make for the best content creators. A lot of us are in our heads, we're thinking ideas, and we're constantly conceptualizing a life that we see for ourselves, but when it comes to translating that into action, we often hesitate because we are afraid of what the people in our environment are going to think about the moves that we're making. A lot of us so used to people pleasing that we sometimes forget what it actually feels like to please ourselves outside of our brains, outside of that creative space. But I want you to take what you see in here and start to take action so that what exists here can actually exist in the outside world. We are going to take what's inside of our heads and we're going to begin creating those things so that we can live in the world that we actually see inside of our minds. That sounded really deep. I understand that. I really do. But that's the way our creative minds work. I am not talking to the extroverts who are always putting themselves out there and who gain a lot of energy from other people. I'm really talking to the introverts who have a lot of ideas that are bursting and ready to come out. I want you to think about life like this. If you don't get those creative ideas out there, if you don't put them into action, then the world will never be able to exist as you see it in your mind. And you will continuously be living in a prison that is this creative cage, but you are too afraid to let anyone else in because you're afraid of their judgment. I am here to tell you today that their judgment is nothing compared to your vision. Once you realize that everything that you want in here can actually be translated into the actual world, that is the point when you will start to win. Now, how does this affect you as a creator on YouTube? You have all these ideas. You have all these thoughts for what you want to do, but you let these little insecurities pop up and they prevent you from getting started and fully throwing yourself into the game. Let's say, for example, I hear this a lot with people that I'm coaching. Oh, I don't like the sound of my voice. Oh my God, it makes me cringe. And I'm thinking in my head, okay, and I don't really care for the sound of my own voice, but I don't let that stop me. In fact, I used to read out loud when I was younger. I don't know why I did it. When I got called on in my AP literature class in 11th grade, for whatever reason, we were reading some chapters of, I can't remember the book, out loud. And I started reading in the character that I was reading. So I was utilizing a different voice. And the people in my class were like cracking up because I think they thought I was being funny, but for me, that was genuine. And I felt like my teacher could see that I was being genuine. And so she never stopped me from doing it. And I always did it, but nobody else in the class ever did it. And I always wondered why. In my mind, I'm like, didn't I just free y'all? But what I also learned in that instance was that I can't free anybody else with my own creativity. You got to unlock that door for yourself. But so I want to encourage you to do this. If you are having some issues getting started, I want you to start recording yourself just talking. You don't even have to post this, but I need you to get used to the cadence, the tenor, and the sound of your voice. And I need you to fully embrace it in all of its quirkiness. If I didn't do that when I was younger, I wouldn't be so expressive now. And I allow myself to be expressive without judgment because I know that it is my authenticity that will bring people to me. It is not me standing inside the cage in my mind that's going to draw an audience to me and allow me to do all of the things that I'm able to do now. You know, if I were afraid of what people thought about me, then I wouldn't be able to, at this point now, coach other clients. I definitely wouldn't be able to host these group trips and take people all around the world. I definitely would not be able to write my own books and put them out into the world for people to consume. I do it for their enjoyment, for my creative outlet, but also because I know that there are these ideas that are sitting inside my head and I would be remiss if I left them there. And so I want to encourage you that if it's your voice that's stopping you, you're going to have to let that go. And you're going to have to start embracing the sides of you that you're hiding from the rest of the world, because those are the sides of you that the world actually needs to see. All of this goes into the creations that you're making for YouTube, whether it be long form content, whether it just be telling your story, whether you are doing vlogs, you're doing makeup, you're doing hair. I've worked with a lot of different people who do a lot of different things. And so I feel like there are so many avenues for people who want to make long form content that the possibilities are so endless. Another fear that you have is that nobody will want to watch you because you're not an expert. Well, they won't know the expert that you are if you don't actually put yourself out there. You've got to do so on a consistent basis because that is how experts build credibility. Experts also build credibility through results. And so you also let people see your results when you start talking about them. What have you been able to do? What have you been able to accomplish? I think about my client, Karen. She did a video in her bathroom, and it was to show other people how to do a particular hairstyle with their natural hair. That video went viral and it generated $7,000 in ad revenue. Additionally, it brought her in 14,000 subscribers, and eventually she ended up selling her salons, focusing solely on her natural hair care products. She now has courses, master classes, webinars. She does all of the things that she wants to do because she let out this idea that she had in her head. She did it in her bathroom. She didn't let anything stop her. And she showed the world who did not know her already, because at that point in time, she was known from her salon. So she was an expert to the people in her local community. But now she's an expert worldwide because she opened up her community to the world. She opened up her mind to the world. She opened up her creativity to the world, and they saw it and it resonated. And because of her personality, which is also quirky and fun, it drew people into her. She didn't hide who she was. She didn't hide behind some facade that she felt like people wanted to see. No, she was just being herself. And it is that natural self that resides inside of you that is going to be the thing that draws people to you. That very thing that you're hiding from those people in your life, that you're so afraid of their judgment, that's the thing that's going to attract strangers to you because they're going to see themselves in you. The final aspect of this is that you finally have to make a move. And I know that's the scary part for a lot of you. You are afraid that if you make this move, that you might fail. You are afraid of what will happen to your self-esteem if you make this move and you don't see traction within the first week. So many people start on YouTube and within a couple of weeks, they burn themselves out because they had an expectation that the audience was just going to magically come. I have to tell you like this because it needs to be said. If you are not putting out enough content, you are not going to generate enough so that the algorithm understands exactly what you do and who to put your videos in front of. So you're going to have to experiment likely with a couple of different types of videos. My client Karen, she experimented with how-to videos. That is something that generated her a ton of views. But then you also want to experiment with psychological videos, storytelling videos, videos that connect with people on an entirely different level And only you can do that because only you have your unique ideas, skills, and abilities. This video here is technically not a how-to video, but I do have a ton of how-to videos. I have a ton of technique and tactical videos, but there also needs to be some real mindset and connection videos. And that's what this is. I wanted to connect with people who have the same issues that I had at one point in time. And I am sharing with you how I got over those issues by actively doing the thing that scared me the most. When I lost my job in news and a friend of mine told me to get on YouTube, he already had a large platform. But at that point, I was unemployed. I needed to do something. And I had no other options at that point in time. I mean, I guess I did, but when this door opened, I walked right through it. I didn't care what people thought about me. All I cared about was I found the thing that's working for me and I doubled down on it. And I want you to do the same. If you're somebody who is stuck, I want to help you get unstuck. I want to help unlock the greatness that's embedded in your brain that you're hiding from the rest of the world. I want to help you see a vision for yourself beyond where you are today. If you are someone who is in need of support, if you are someone who is in need of a strategy, if you are someone who is in need of a plan that will take you further than you thought that you could go, I want to connect with you. You can click down into the link in the description of this video, and we can find a way to connect to help you achieve that next level of greatness. If that's you, I want to hear from you. Also, I want you to like this video. Why? Because it helps the algorithm. No, but seriously, I want to be able to get more videos like this out to as many people as possible. And I want to connect with you again and again and again. So subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you in the next video.